Bitcoin has dropped below $77,000, marking a significant price move driven by two aggressive sell spikes. The first spike reached $1.5 billion in taker-sell volume on May 15, and the second hit over $1.1 billion as the price crossed below $77,000. These spikes suggest a strong seller presence in the market, not a one-time event. The price is now at $76,851, with the 200-day moving average, MA200, at $81,462 acting as overhead resistance, about $4,610 above the current level. The 50-day moving average, MA50, is at $75,640, which is the nearest support level, just $1,211 below the current price. This setup highlights a key battleground for the price. Either Bitcoin can hold above the MA50, or it could fall further toward the 100-day moving average at $72,223. The RSI is at 44.64, with a signal line at 58.94, creating a 14.3-point divergence. This is the widest gap seen during the recovery period from February to May, indicating significant momentum damage. The RSI dropping below 50 is a sign of net negative daily momentum, the first sustained reading of its kind since the recovery began. This divergence shows that the bullish trend that accumulated through April and May is now under pressure. The taker-sell volume on Binance is a key indicator of market pressure. The two spikes, $1, $5 billion and $1.1 billion, show that sellers are active and aggressive. This is not a single event, but a pattern of behavior over 3 days, suggesting a coordinated or large-scale selling effort. The price action and volume data together indicate that the market is experiencing real selling pressure, not just a minor correction. The MA50 and MA100 are still rising, and the MA50 has crossed above the MA100, which is a bullish structural signal. This means the current decline hasn't invalidated the overall. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. Bullish structure yet, but it is under threat. The next key signal to watch is whether Bitcoin can hold above the MA50 at $75,640. If it breaks below that level, the next support is the MA100 at $72,223. If the price continues to fall and breaches that support, it could signal a deeper correction. On the other hand, if Bitcoin can stabilize and move back above the MA200 at $81,462, it could indicate a reversal in the current downtrend. The RSI is also closely watched for signs of a potential bottom. A narrowing of the divergence between the RSI and the signal line could suggest that the selling pressure is easing. Right now, the RSI is in negative territory, and the signal line remains bullish, creating a clear gap that represents the damage from the recent selling. The next signal to watch is whether the RSI begins to converge with the signal line, which could indicate a shift in momentum. Until then, the market remains in a state of uncertainty, with sellers in control and buyers struggling to push the price back up. The current situation is a test of the market's resilience and the strength of the bullish trend that has been building since February. If Bitcoin can hold above $75,640, it may give buyers a chance to regain control. If not, the next support level will be closely watched for further price movement. The two taker-sell spikes have already shown the market's vulnerability, and the next few days will be critical in determining whether this is a short-term pullback or the start of a larger correction. The RSI divergence and the aggressive sell volume are both mechanisms that traders and analysts are using to gauge the health of the current trend. The stakes are high because if Bitcoin fails to stabilize near the MA50, it could trigger a broader market sell-off, not just in Bitcoin, but across the broader crypto ecosystem. Traders are also watching closely to see if institutional activity is behind the large sell spikes or if it's a result of retail panic selling. Either way, the pattern of selling over 3 days suggests a coordinated effort rather than random market noise. The next signal to look for is whether Bitcoin can hold above $75,640 or if it will break below that level. A break below the MA50 would likely bring more selling pressure, as traders who had bought at higher levels may start to exit their positions. The MA100 at $72,223 is a key psychological level and a potential target for further declines. If Bitcoin reaches that level, it could test the strength of the bullish trend that has been in place since Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. February. The RSI is also expected to be a key indicator in the coming days. If the RSI starts to move closer to the signal line, it could indicate that the selling pressure is easing and that buyers may be stepping in. A crossover above the signal line would be a positive sign, but until then, the market remains in a state of uncertainty. The current situation is a test of the market's resilience and the strength of the bullish trend that has been building since February. If Bitcoin can hold above $75,640, it may give buyers a chance to regain control. If not, the next support level will be closely watched for further price movement. The two taker sell spikes have already shown the market's vulnerability, and the next few days will be critical in determining whether this is a short-term pullback or the start of a larger correction.